The sky over Ignis was not blue. It was a bruised purple of a fresh wound. Valeru stood on the precipice of the great spire, watching the funeral pyres of his parents drift into the clouds. Their accident during the Great Migration felt like a jagged stone in his throat. He was 18, the rightful heir to the Draconist throne, yet he felt like a hatchling amidst vultures. His uncle Malachus stood behind him, a heavy hand resting on the boy's shoulder. The heat from Malachus' palm felt less like comfort and more like a brand. "The weight of the crown is heavy, nephew," Malachus whispered, his voice a low, gravelly rasp, perhaps too heavy for a heart so fragile. Before Valerus could turn, the world tilted. A sharp, searing pain exploded in his side as Malachus' ceremonial dagger found the gap in his dragon scale armor. The betrayal was silent, efficient, and devastatingly intimate. Valerus gasped, blood staining the obsidian floor, looking up into eyes that held no remorse, only a shimmering emerald greed. "Your father was weak, and your mother was a dreamer," Malachus hissed, twisting the blade. "I am the fire this kingdom requires." With a brutal kick, Malachus sent the prince tumbling over the edge of the spire. As Valerus fell through the freezing mist, he saw his uncle turn toward the throne room, already calling for the herald to announce a tragic double mourning. The prince was dead. The king was born. Survival is a slow, agonizing burn. For 5 years, Valerus lived as a ghost in the lowlands, his scales scarred and his noble fire suppressed. He watched from the gutters as Malachus transformed the kingdom into a gilded cage. But the scandal wasn't just a stolen throne. It was a bed Malachus chose to share. To solidify his rule, Malachus had taken Lady Alara, Valerus' own betrothed, as his queen. The betrayal was now a jagged circle. Valerus didn't return with an army. He returned as a silent shadow, infiltrating the palace during the Festival of Eternal Flame. He wore a mask of soot, posing as a common blacksmith brought in to sharpen the royal guard's ceremonial spears. The palace reeked of excess and rot. Valerus found Alara in the lunar gardens, her eyes hollow despite the diamonds dripping from her neck. When he revealed his true identity, she didn't scream. She wept, but her tears were laced with a terrifying poison. "He told me you died screaming my name," she whispered, her hand trembling against his scarred cheek. "But Valerus, I didn't just wait. I became his shadow." She revealed the ultimate scandal. Malachus hadn't just killed the king. He was siphoning the life essence of the dragonkin to maintain his own fading youth. He was a parasite in a crown. Together, in the moonlit silence, they forged a plan fueled by shared agony. It wasn't about justice anymore. It was about a scorched earth vengeance. The coronation anniversary began with wine and ended with ash. As Malachus stood before the great hearth to toast his immortal reign, Valerus stepped from the shadows of the pillars. The court fell silent as the blacksmith shed his rags, revealing the iridescent, scarred scales of the true heir. Malachus laughed, a hollow sound that echoed against the vaulted ceiling. "A ghost returns to claim a grave," he mocked, reaching for his sword. But the wine hit his veins first. Alara had not poisoned the drink to kill. She had laced it with liquid lead, a substance that paralyzed the dragon's ability to shift. Malachus collapsed, his body heavy and stiff. Trapped in a human form that was rapidly aging without his stolen essence, Valerus did not call for guards or a public trial. He knelt beside his uncle, leaning in close so only the traitor could hear. "You wanted the throne, uncle. Now you shall be the throne." Using the ancient, forbidden soul-binding flame, Valerus did not take Malachus' life. Instead, he fused his uncle's living spirit into the very obsidian of the Draconist throne itself. The goal was achieved. Valerus sat upon his birthright, but the victory tasted like copper. The heartbreak was the price of the seat. To keep the traitor imprisoned in the stone, Valerus could never leave it. He became a living statue, a king bound to his betrayer for eternity. Alara watched from the shadows, the queen of a silent, frozen god.